Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Live China Music Podcast. I'm Will.
And I'm Elie.
The two friends.
Back at it again.
Oh, yeah. Happy to be here. We're finding our groove once again. You know, it's still shaking off the
it seems
cobwebs.
Like we just keep finding our groove over and over.
Yeah, you know, we haven't quite got there yet, but we've heard about this mysterious groove that people seem to find, and we're still on the lookout for it.
Okay, but hey, if this is your first time listening to us, we discuss new exciting music coming out of China, and that's what we're going to do again today. Will, we've got 5 tracks.
Yeah,
right?
We got 5 tracks. Pretty eclectic. We got a lot more electronic music this time around, but I think you're gonna enjoy it. Some really exciting stuff coming out these days, and so let's kick it off with a track from Cocoonics, and this is "Message in a Tofu."
Right, this was Message in a Tofu by Cocoonics, and it was released on July 1st in a compilation, New Servo Volume 2.
And actually, we covered their first compilation back in 2025, I believe. just throwing that out there. And so, I mean, while that first compilation was more of an introduction to the label, which is based in Beijing, this one has a much more kind of clean theme to it, as it is a showcase for female producers and artists around China.
Yes, there's a lot of excellent artists on this compilation. There's Coloren that we've covered earlier, and I saw there was also Fishdoll, right?
Yeah, and
really good tracks.
Kai Shan Dao from Chengdu, and so this is kind of like a who's who of the moment in the kind of electronic club scene, And so it's kind of exciting to have all the artists come together. And it really like it kind of like sonically is it covers the whole map. Like you have your ambient stuff, you have dub, and you have this track from Cocoonics, who is based out of Shanghai, which kind of has this more, I don't know, kind of this more steely clockwork kind of
Yeah, I mean, it's trippy. It's got some aggressive aspects, and it feels like it's someone with serious attention span deficiency issue. Like, that's produced this track, and it's perfect for people who can't stay focused because it's going all over the place all the time, and it's a wonderful little trip.
Yeah, it has this kind of very kinetic, dizzying feeling to it, where it, like as you say, kind of just jumps around and kind of just throws like something new at you every turn. Very cool stuff, and the compilation is just kind of just great to just kind of roll through.
Yeah, dig in. The compilation is New Servo Volume 2, New NU, and then dash, and then you have S3 RVO. We'll put a link in the description.
I mean, we didn't really dig into the theme too much. I mean, they have a whole log line and whatnot about how they're trying to break away from the, I don't know, the generic terms of Eastern and female, and just kind of allow these artists to indulge their sensibilities and their freedoms to kind of explore themselves through electronic music, which kind of offers that.
Are you saying that they wrote a manifesto?
They wrote a manifesto.
Okay, so we'll put up a link to the manifesto, and people can go and read for themselves, and get it straight from the horse's mouth.
Okie dokie. Now let's stay on the electronic train here for a bit, and let's move over to LeonWill. Not to be confused with me, I'm Will. This is LeonWill.
This was Ignore That What You Want by LeonWill, and this was released on June 3rd, 2026, and it's from the album We Will Fade Out Together.
Released with Shy People, who we just checked in with last week as well.
Some of those names keep coming back. The cool record labels, the cool teams. So this is very connected with Shy People. So this is a solo project by LeonWill, it marks a difference from some of his past projects. And apparently that's one thing that Shy People want to do, is work on solo projects. Is that something you've seen as well?
I mean, for the most part, I mean, LeonWill is, he is an electronic producer, but when he puts together albums, he has kind of brought together a full team in the past to really flesh out his kind of electronic architecture, if you will. And so you're not really seeing him strip it down here, or he's more so just kind of dialing it back and finding new avenues to kind of express himself here without relying like on a whole giant team of people. And it all kind of comes down to the saxophone, which plays a huge part in his work, and in particular this album. But I mean, like, your mileage is going to vary. Like, some people find the saxophone extremely, I don't know, jarring to them, extremely corny. I guess that's kind of the whole notion that Kenny G has like kind of ruined a whole generation of, saxophone players or whatever and whatnot. But I mean that's simply just not true. Like, there's so much soul kind of breathed into this saxophone and into this music, which kind of has this very chill wave vibe to it, I guess I could say. This kind of jazzy electronic vibe to it. And it which checks out because he does mention that the engineer that he often goes back to is the drummer of Australian kind of funk chill wave band Midlife.
Yeah, I don't think the sax on this album is corny at all. I think it's a wonderful blend of electronic music and his live sax playing. And I also like that in the recording, you can hear the keys being pressed, which adds a kind of percussive element in some of the tracks and an organic feel to it, which I believe is purposeful. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I just really enjoyed it.
Well, I think that ties into like kind of how he views this EP as he's been using it in the creation of this EP as a way to ground himself in the present. And so like when you hear these, as you say, these keys and the saxophone, it does kind of bring it back down to earth for you. It does give it that tangible texture and feel to it that, in my opinion, makes it more dynamic.
I wanted to also mention quickly what the title means. Ignore that what you want. Basically, he's encouraging us listeners to step out of our habits, where he mentions something about, oh, if it's raining, then I should bring the umbrella out. When, feeling the rain on your skin is a way of feeling joy as well. So he's encouraging us to step out of our habits that close us to a world of opportunities and experience.
Yeah. I mean that's lovely. I feel very much. I vibe very much with that kind of phrasing there. And the whole release has a really just good vibe to it. It's just kind of, you just kind of want to hang out with it and just be there in the moment with it.
Exactly. I mean, it's an album that's great to listen to while on a walk or studying or just listening to it um, at home. It did bring me a lot of joy. That was the main point for me. It feels joyful and playful, cool, cool release there.
Yeah, you can find that along with Shy People's other releases on their Bandcamp, and we'll leave a link for that. Great stuff. Looking forward to what's on the horizon for Leon Will and the Shy People team.
Yes, and now we are also returning to a familiar name,
Indeed, we are.
aren't we?
Yeah. I think for the next couple tracks, we're going to be checking in with some old favorites of ours.
So this was Teacher, I Want to Go to the Loo by Nono. And this came out last month, June 11th, on a new album called Catching My Boomerang, I think would be the English name. 收集我的回旋镖.
Yeah, sounds about right. So this is her sophomore release after her first after her first album made like a really big splash in the music scene all around China. And so this has kind of been like a very hotly anticipated album in the past year. She really goes for it. I mean, she's kind of a jack of all trades, if you will. Singer, songwriter, producer, just guitar maniac, and it's really kind of like it's really inspiring to see people kind of independently putting out music like this?
Yeah, I was excited to see that she was releasing a new album. The previous album and the B side were both really exciting back when they came out, and and this is really ambitious stuff as well. It feels like musically, in the themes and the delivery, uh, she's really going out there and trying different things, new things, and I love that kind of this kind of energy, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's she's like, but at the same time, like she's able to retain her like pop sensibilities all the same. Like you could easily, if you didn't have anything, like if you just came in here very naked to this song, you could be like, oh, this could be like a pop song that's sung on a big stadium stage with backup dancers and just a kind of, just confetti flying out of the sky and whatnot. And so, like, she's not losing. It almost feels like, I don't know, like this could be a new kind of Mando pop star in the future down the line, ones that are more ambitious, ones that are kind of tapping into something more, not only emotional, but just something more eccentric and something more chaotic, something that taps more into what our world is at right now, where our world is at.
Well, I mean, there's that. There's also, when you talk about Mando pop, there's generally a conservatism in terms of the musical production, the kind
Exactly.
of arrangements they do. This is a lot more sophisticated. It's a lot more interesting to, people like us. But I think, as you said, like she does retain the ability to touch a larger audience. It can feel poppy sometimes, which is not a bad thing. And
Yeah, but like
and,
it's personal at the
mm,
same time. None of it feels manufactured for an audience. It feels manufactured for herself. Even the how she says like the song is divided into three sections around the same melody. And where did the melody come from?
yeah, no, that was cool to see. The melody in this track is actually based on her high school bell, so that's coming definitely kind of directly from her youth.
Yeah, yeah, and even like all these samples that kind of get sliced into this track, and particularly in the first half, like those are from games that she used to play back then, or her phone ringtones, stuff like that. And then you just get this middle section where it just kind of strips down everything, and it's just kind of the most beautiful thing where you kind of really tap into what she's driving at here.
Yeah, and I like, this. I think you've got your finger on something, mentioning like a possible new direction for what a Chinese star could look like, because she has the chutzpah to go and do that. Like one of the things I really liked in the album, at some point, she's, I think, reading or just talking to the audience in a bit of an ASMR kind of thing. And she mentions that, oh, today's Frank Sinatra, like it's Frank Sinatra's, how do you say, like celebration, like Sinatra celebration day, which happens to be my birthday. And she wonders, whose birthday is gonna fall on my celebration day.
Ah, interesting. Down the road.
Yeah, sure. I love that, ambition. It's someone who can be outspoken and who definitely has the chops to go and do that, to to appeal to a larger public that doesn't have to be limited to China. She's got what it takes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole album is kind of, it can be whiplash inducing if you're not really prepped for it, but like it is well worth a listen. And it's kind of, it's one of those albums where it kind of just gets better the more and more you dive into it. It does reward re-listens a lot. Yeah, it's so much more cohesive, I feel, than her debut in ways that are still paying off for me.
Yeah, and I think she did pay a lot of attention to that. She mentioned that she spent quite a lot of time on designing the album to feel cohesive, and that a lot of the tracks are a dialogue between one and another.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah. Well, I mean,
So, that could be a pretender for album of the year. We're in July, halfway there. It's going to be in the list.
yeah, for sure. Like you can just kind of see the kind of rabid fan base activity that's kind of swelling up around her, and so expect this album definitely to pop up on a lot of year-end lists. I mean, let's move on to another band that kind of feels like kind of a lightning in a bottle band, a band that's kind of independently has picked up a lot of steam over the past 2 years and are gearing up to have a hell of a 2026.
And this would be Summertime Sadness, and the track is The Muted. This was The Muted by Summertime Sadness. And this is an interesting record that just came out June 13th. And this one is called 夏日么么茶, Summertime Sadness. The previous time that we mentioned them, they had just released the 夏日么么茶 of Summertime Sadness. And some of the tracks are the same ones. And for example, this one, The Muted, is also on the other album. But this feels like much more raw performance, and I really like this version of the track. I don't know what you thought, Will.
I mean, yeah, this is what they consider to be their, I guess, definitive take on what their album, or sorry, what their band stands for, what their songs stand for. And we just listened to the both tracks back to back for our own benefit. And it is as you say, it's a substantial difference. I mean, there's a certain intensity, a certain dirtiness to what they are giving us here on this album. It's just like the distortion is turned way up. The voice is pitches a lot, and it just kind of it has a more stripped down post punk aesthetic to it that's kind of lends itself to it feels more dangerous, I guess, most of all.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. But do you have a little bit more information about what led to this specific album happening? I don't know. You might not have that information, but why were they not satisfied with the previous one, for example?
I mean, I think they're looking up to, I don't know, bands like Weezer who could get away with just calling every album Weezer. They're having a cheeky laugh about it, I suppose, at the same time. But I think, I think just it comes down to like they wanted another go at it, and they probably made those first EP. They probably made that first album like when they were still in their mind immature, particularly production wise, and I'm guessing it was after the release of that first album that they started doing live shows, and probably through the process of you know doing live performances they realized, oh man, we should be sounding more like this on record. Like if we want to go, if we really want to go the distance in the future, like maybe we should just get back in the studio and redo these and give it that give it that live wire energy.
And is it a band that you feel can go the distance?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think they can. There are certain bands like this who seem to have a very good knack for what audiences want. They seem to have good taste in music, I guess, is what I mean. And they seem to be very skilled at how to promote themselves, how to market themselves, how to, put shows on. And they seem to have a real knack for the ins and outs of the industry in a way where they know they won't get burnt by it. And so they're coming at it with all their knowledge. I believe the singer,
Yeah, Cho Young.
yeah, yeah. And so Cho Young, I think we mentioned this the first time, but like Cho Young kind of came out of like a music criticism Billy video series. He runs a highly popular music criticism, music analyst video series on Billy that has garnered lots of attention over the past couple of years. And so this band kind of was a pivot from that. And so that's kind of what I mean, like where like he's got a clear eye of like what sounds good and a clear eye of like what pratfalls maybe not to make as a band.
Hmm. And unlike us, they can groove.
You're saying we don't groove, man?
I think you and I groove, but our podcast maybe not quite so. Okay, fine.
But like I think this song works for me in particular because it has this very repetitive, increasingly urgent kind of manifesto at the center of it. Of like we sing for the muted. And it kind of just builds up and builds up and swells, and it just feels very raw. He mentions like he was kind of inspired by Suede's performance in 2010 at the Royal Albert Hall. particularly their entrance. So I kind of like that deep cut reference there. But as we see in our notes, like they actually will have another full length album out later this year. It sounds like.
I'll be looking forward to it. Probably we're gonna have to review the album as well. It, and actually, maybe at that point we can ask him more about the thought process about this specific album, because some of the tracks are from a previous album. I think there are some tracks that haven't been properly, that haven't been recorded before. Is that right? Or am I
I believe
bullshitting?
so. I mean, I think it's mostly made up of past songs they've had on other EPs or albums before. But I mean, technically, this is only their third release, so like not too deep of a catalog thus far. But
I mean, they just started 2 years ago.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, hey, I dig it, and I think it was a bold choice and a smart choice in the long run.
We'll see what the next album brings.
Yeah,
But this is
must be
cool.
must be a highly anticipated one as well. So yeah, looking forward to that.
And that brings us to our last track for today, with a name that, we've been kind of teasing, but I don't think we've covered any of his releases yet. This is Howie Lee featuring Guo Caijie, and the track is called Xiao Lu Tiao. Okay, Xiao Lu Tiao by Howie Lee and Guo Caijie. This was a single released on June 27th, and it's been a while since Howie Lee has released something, right?
Yeah, I believe the last big release Howie Lee had was in 2 years ago. Uh, and so he's actually pretty consistent getting like a new release out. I feel like every 2 years, And so this new album will be coming out, I believe, on the 20th or 21st of July. And so, I mean, Howie Lee's kind of a household name here in China in terms of the electronic world. Kind of a globally known name at this point.
Yeah, so this Howie Lee is internationally recognized. He's probably one of the most well-known names in the electronic world. Um, I mean, in terms of Chinese artists, he's a household name now.
Top of the litter.
And so he's coming out with a new album, and this is the first single. A second one was released just recently with another artist I really like, Cha Cha. Yeah. So, but let's focus on this track. So quirky. So, like, I don't know, like summoning with the world of fairies and mystical trees and
Yeah.
just a
It
lot of
it
loveliness.
it is very much in his like wheelhouse. This kind of idea of like fusing traditional Asian sounds into a very kind of left field club aesthetic. He's leaning into something more ethereal here, something more wanderlust. As you said, quirky. Like it does very much feel just like you're waking up in a just like a garden full of like elfish creatures.
Yeah, and I couldn't think of a better track to finish this episode with joy and kindness and innocence. Um, so what else do we have to say on this track? What else do
Well, as I mean, as we see, like this is we have two singles now, both with featured artists, and so it does seem very much that Howie Lee is kind of tapping into his Rolodex of you know singers and songwriters that he knows, and is gonna. I guess there's gonna be a lot of that on this album, which is kind of exciting because that's usually a sign that you've made it to the big leagues is when you're asking all your famous friends to join in. And I mean, in particular on this track, we have Amber Coy. Am I saying that right? Amber Co,
yeah, Amber Co. Yeah,
who we actually covered before because she's a part of the band Mola Oddity, but she's also like in her own right like a pretty big Mando pop singer.
massive.
And so it's kind of really cool just to see her just like let out her freak flag here, if you will. But I mean, it's just around the corner. This new album, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be. I'm very curious to see what direction it goes in because they're not really too. I mean, while like he does have a trademark sound, he never really does the same thing twice in terms of albums, and so it'll be interesting to see how big his tapestry is here on this new release.
Yeah, so excited for a potential other best album of the year.
All right. Well, let's leave it at that. As always, everyone, it's great to be sharing new music.
Yeah, do you have news on your side?
No, not too much. I mean, it's summertime. I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to hit up some other cities for shows. Hopefully not get stuck in a typhoon. And I mean my website just got hacked, so I'm dealing with that kind of
I
mess right
know. I
now.
mean, this is the second time that happens to
I
you.
know.
I mean, why?
I know. So now I have to cozy up to AI and try to, get it on my side and get,
Well,
do a biggie for
listeners
me.
out there, if you have some knowledge, competence in terms of, um, you know, repairing a website that's been kind of wiped out and protecting it against hackers, do reach out.
Yeah, sure, please. Why not? I mean, I'm already going. Yeah, Well, it'll be interesting though. Whenever this happens, it does force me to recalibrate, and there is something nice about recalibrating once in a while and seeing what could be better this time around. And so maybe it will force me to just get back into a certain groove, if you will.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, interesting things are afoot.
Yeah. And I do have a bit of a piece of news. One of the bands I'm helping out is actually leaving on a tour of Europe soon. Um, when I mean their first gig is going to be done when this episode is released, but they're leaving on July 16th for Europe. They're going to perform in Latvia and Estonia. So if
Ooh,
you're from that area, check them out. The band is Manhu. They're from Yunnan. You've never seen anything like it. I can guarantee that. They're very authentic, wonderful people, and their music is really unique. You know, it's definitely worth seeing. It's good to dance on, and just brilliant live show to go and check out. They're going to be performing at the Viljandi Folk Music Festival in Estonia. And after that, they're going to do another gig in Latvia on the way back at a really cool club. It's called Folk Clubs a la Pagrab. I'm not pronouncing that right. But if you're from Riga, you probably know this place. And I can't go along with them this time around, but, go check them out.
awesome, man. Yeah, I actually might have a friend there during this time. So, yeah, do DM me those links, LA.
Will do. Yeah, and those festivals are pretty sick, man. The first festival in Latvia is called Valmiera Mirza, which I can't pronounce either. It's in a city called Valmieras in the northeast of Latvia, and yeah, they've been doing it for a long time, and they have wonderful acts from all around. Um, it looks like really really nice setup they have there. And Viljandi also beautiful. They have one stage in the ruins of a castle. It's just I'm jealous I can't go.
Awesome, man.
Cool. So I guess that does it for us.
Yeah, yeah. Once again, thanks everyone. We'll be back soon enough with more awesome new music coming out of China. And check our page. You'll find all the links and whatnot there, all the deets. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Yes. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us, and I hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you soon. Take care.